Hello, everybody, and welcome to Boss Battle Round 24. I'm Goron1988, and I am here with.
Um, Something went wrong.
What went wrong?
I'm not sure. Hold on a second.
I guess this still keeps going.
Yeah. You can go on. There's just
Yeah,
something odd.
okay, fair enough. But yeah, I'm here with cats. And yeah, so hope you're all doing well. It's getting a bit colder here, getting into autumn/fall, so that's always good. And we've got a good matchup here today. So I'm just gonna get into it. The matchup here today is Phantom Ganon versus, well, what would be Dark Link. So it would be basically Phantom Ganon versus Phantom Ganon. Yep. Phantom Ganon has proven himself throughout quite a few battles. Phantom Ganon, well, Dark Link hasn't so much. So we'll just see on that, but might be a redemption arc. Um, so without further ado, I'll get into stats. Uh, Phantom Ganon has Health C, Power C, Intelligence A, Mobility A, Special Abilities Dimensional Travel S, Dark Affinity B, Electric Magic B. Phantom Ganon with that dimensional travel is very powerful. We've seen it being used before in multiple battles, which has been really good. Dark Affinity is, of course, good, and the Electric Magic itself is good. The intelligence and the mobility is just gonna work so well with regards to Phantom Ganon. Yeah, if you're there, Kat, is there anything more you want to say on Phantom Ganon?
Uh, Phantom Cannon just has the very excellent combination of stats and skills.
Yeah,
Just very high performance.
yeah, definitely. So going on to, well, Dark Link, Dark Ganon, basically. Statistics, health, power, mobility normally mimic the other opponent. We've put intelligence F, but the intelligence does mimic the opponent. It's just that you won't see much that 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 effectively Phantom Ganon would do. That Phantom Ganon wouldn't do effectively. And yeah, the special abilities state that Dark Link is doppelganger on most stats and has Darkness Affinity B, same as Phantom Ganon. So that's always interesting to see. So yeah, those are our two combatants here. Um, what I would say is we'll go back to here and we'll sort of discuss it. So just looking at it here, I'm going to put it all in here, what I'm sort of thinking. But yeah, let me think. So, you know what? I'll go for that.
Still see you
I
typing.
know, I know. I'm covering myself here.
Okay.
But yeah, I know. I could have just put it there, but I was saying a bit more. Of course, you can debate it on here or tell me if I'm a bit invalid on this until, well,
Mm, I would say that the you got the percentage exact what I was thinking.
mm,
The second thing, I don't see it would even go that far that it comes to anything, but if it would, it totally would be the
yeah,
instant solution.
yeah. So Yeah, that's why I wasn't certain on the way that I specifically phrased it there. So again, I, s- I still think that maybe just on one of them that there would be a slight edge in that category as well. So but we can definitely play it that way as well. Okay then. So the world itself. I don't know if I see any sort of. I mean, I guess one half would be, Phantom Ganon's world, and one half would be, well, Dark Phantom Ganon's world, effectively, which would of course be a mirror of it. As much as it could be possible to mirror it, because again, Phantom Ganon uses that dimensional travel. So I wouldn't assume that Dark Phantom Ganon would be able to do that. Yeah. What would you think of the world itself, the arena?
Like there are like those very tiny unsymmetries that are in the actual map.
Mm,
So I would see that like a split in the middle where you would see it normally, and then the other one would be mirrored, so it looks just slightly off on the other side.
yeah, definitely. Okay then. If that's the case, which one would you want to be, Phantom Ganon or Dark Phantom Ganon?
This is one of those harsh ones where I've been usually playing both combatants, like on other matches.
Yes, you definitely have. So,
But
just
I guess like Phantom Ganon is closer to Ganon, and I've been so typecasted into Ganon, so
yeah. So I'll be Dark Phantom Ganon then. Okay, so just setting the scene. Basically, the two worlds sort of merge into one. And on one side, Phantom Ganon would be seeing that there would be some form of replica, and on the other side, Dark Phantom Ganon would be seeing, well, would effectively see it and replicate it at the same time, because it would be a hollow shell before that. But again, Phantom Ganon has that high intelligence stat, as we've said before. So Phantom Ganon gets the first move on this one. So it's all up to you.
yes. So I would see that in this situation, Phantom Ganon would see a replication of itself in the near vicinity, and with the knowledge and uh, in essence the sense that Dark Affinity brings, would know that it is not him, but it is him.
Yes.
So quick response and right into action would be the solution. So I would see Phantom Ganon possibly not even summoning the horse, just straight out lancing it out.
Mm. Sorry, lancing out of a painting and trying to attack Dark Phantom Ganon. Is that what you're saying?
Not even through painting, just directly towards.
Okay. Let me think. Okay. So on this, I mean, I personally think, considering things, Dark Phantom Ganon would mirror that, because, well, it just makes a ton of sense. It's one of the most menacing things to do. So there would be a mirror on that. They would both attack one another with exactly the same attack. Um, just thinking about that, yeah, I'm just trying to think of the way that that would sort of go. Because we've sort of discussed this before. I think it would be equal. I think they would both have minor damage on that attack itself. That's something we can debate, but you know, but yeah, it would
Yeah,
go back to you.
I would see that there would be some strain on both sides.
Yeah, so it goes back to you.
And, well, the of course, threat is not over. There was result.
Mm,
There is no reason not to quit and
yeah,
just keep on going.
with the same attack.
Indeed.
Yeah, Dark Phantom Ganon would do exactly the same thing. And under that case, I'd probably put them both at moderate damage. So it's up to Phantom Ganon now, again, and up to you.
And seeing that the effects are starting to show on both parties, I would see Phantom Ganon seeing that this requires a bit more guile,
Mm,
which might be hard since, in essence, he's fighting himself.
yes.
But as much as guile as this situation can bring would be to summon the horse and right into the painting.
Okay. So I'm just trying to think here. Um, I mean, Dark Phantom Ganon would do the same thing. We'll put a note under this because we'll discuss this later, but it would appear to be the same thing, is the way I put it. Are we happy with that, Kat?
Yes.
So, like, Dark Phantom Ganon would be sort of mirroring in this case. So, yeah, it's on you, Kat.
Yep. Well, the Dark Spirit, which is Phantom Ganon, would have an essence where his doppelganger would be and try to lash towards with the quickness of the horse.
Okay. Um, I'm just trying to think here. Um, yeah, it technically depends upon which painting, but assuming that they'd act similarly, I think Phantom Ganon would know this. So we bypass that issue of it. I'm trying to think because Phantom Ganon would be emerging from that sort of painting, but would be, you know what? Yeah, this is a. I mean, would Phantom Ganon be on a painting next to Dark Phantom Ganon's painting, if that makes any sense? I know that Dark Phantom Ganon has their own paintings, and so does Phantom Ganon, but you see what I mean.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that they would be right next to each other. I would see it be more of a straight shooting, so one that
Mm.
can have a straight angle to another one.
Okay, it would have a straight angle. If that's the case, time would still elapse, and Dark Phantom Ganon would be emerging from their own painting. Although at this stage, you would probably having initiative be halfway throughout the room, or halfway towards Phantom Ganon whilst this is happening. Sorry, you know what I mean. Dark Phantom Ganon would be just emerging out of the painting. So does that make sense? So I know you probably continue, but I want to do it step by step. So what do you do now?
So the real Phantom Ganon having that increased momentum would continue with the strike.
Yeah,
So in essence, there being more speed, there would be more power to the strike as well.
yeah, definitely. So under that case, there would be more speed and more power. So Dark Phantom Ganon and Phantom Ganon would just fight one another effectively. Just charge at one another. And Phantom Ganon would be on sort of moderate to severe damage, whilst Dark Phantom Ganon would be on severe damage due to that extra momentum that Phantom Ganon has. And yeah, technically because they both mirrored their own actions, it goes back to you, is what I'd
Seeing
say.
now that the shadow is heavily damaged, or at least close to very heavily damaged, I
Yeah.
would see Phantom Ganon sensing it to be the time and just try to drain the power from the shadow version.
Okay. Under this case, Dark Phantom Ganon would be trying to do the same, but of course, Dark Phantom Ganon would be having less power in it. So I think I'm going to call it here. Yeah, Dark Phantom Ganon would eventually drain their life away. Well, be drained of their life away, and the winner would be Phantom Ganon. So, yeah, and yeah, we'll get into it, but this has always been the most likely scenario here. Um, just to say, and I put it on 90%. There are some things to debate here. So let's get into it. Uh, yeah, again, that dimensional travel effectively sealed Phantom Ganon to win this. Um, didn't it, Kat?
Yeah, I do concur. I originally didn't see that the fight would even go to that point, but the way this fight turned out, that was the ending solution.
Yes.
It,
I,
it is the trump card which had to be used in this specific fight situation.
yeah, in this specific fight, we both believe that, well, it's debatable, and that's what we're talking about here. Although I think I agree with you here that Phantom Ganon just has the edge, in general, and that's something that Dark Phantom Ganon could never replicate completely. There would always be errors there, but the dimensional travel in this scenario won Phantom Ganon this match. Now, I did put a note on something, which was Dark Phantom Ganon's paintings. Funnily enough, I mean, Dark Phantom Ganon just doesn't have the ability of dimensional travel. We both agree on that, don't we, Kat?
Yes.
So basically, and this is another way Phantom Ganon would win, because Dark Phantom Ganon, even using Dark Affinity to obfuscate himself, i.e., put himself into the shadows, that's not the same as going into a different dimension. So Phantom Ganon, without even using any powers, could just dimensionally hit Dark Phantom Ganon at any point. I mean, Phantom Ganon could do that with dimensional travel anyways. But what I mean is that Dark Phantom Ganon just can't replicate that, was the first sort of thing that I put on the note there. Yeah, do we both agree on that?
Yes, I fully agree because what has been shown in the series outside of Ocarina of Time, in like well in some Ocarina of Time retellings as well, is that even though the Dark Link, the dark copying mirror power in the temple, which
Mm,
doesn't have a name,
yeah,
which is the annoying bit
yeah,
of when talking about this quote unquote character,
yeah.
have been able to copy powers and essence of beings, but not to the full extent. It always has its limits.
Mm,
And there also always been that darkness to the copy, but it cannot become more evil than what it is. So Phantom Ganon being the copy of the most evil entity in the realm at the moment,
mm,
and taking a copy of that, like the darkness is gonna lessen every step.
yeah. The one thing I didn't notice, and that's why I was checking on the stats, is that both have Dark Affinity B, as we've said, as we determined a long time ago. Um, Although I was personally thinking, like, if we look into it, considering all the power in Dark Phantom Ganon would be in that Dark Affinity, um, I was going to assume that something like the electric magic itself, Dark Phantom Ganon wouldn't be able to fully sort of replicate that. So I'd say that's possibly another out for Phantom Ganon. And again, we haven't discussed that Phantom Ganon's mobility is A. That's extremely hard to replicate, and it does go back to the actual fight that Phantom Ganon did have more momentum than Dark Phantom Ganon towards the end. Um, yeah, I don't know. I know that this is all in comparison, and we'll get to Dark Phantom Ganon soon, but is there anything more we want to say on that?
Like,
Oh.
I would have always wanted to see if Phantom Ganon would have been an end game boss, how much harder the fight would have been made into the actual game.
Hmm.
'Cause lore-wise and thematically, Phantom Ganon should have been way later in the game.
I feel as though those stats you could replace. I mean, this is the thing. You could Phantom Ganon could possibly be replaced with Volvagia, could possibly be replaced with Morpha. Not Bongo Bongo, but we all know about Bongo Bongo, and maybe just maybe could be replaced with Twin Rover. I mean, again, one of those things is like, and I know I'm going off topic, but you could have used the mirror shield to deflect the electric magic, for instance. In a plot twist there. Um, but yeah. Okay, moving across. Oh yeah, sorry. Just thinking about all this again. If we're gonna talk about this, like, again, if you just boost up that darkness affinity to an A, you know that that makes Phantom Ganon so much stronger. Same with the electric magic. Same with like mobility. Really, like there are loads of stats that if you just increased it by one level, Phantom Ganon would be 10 times harder. Like it does make that much of a difference, doesn't it?
Yes. Like
Yeah.
even just changing the health from C to B would even that would make the fight so much tougher.
Yeah.
Like the health is like the only setback that Phantom Ganon has.
Mm. But yeah, so yeah, this is Dark Phantom Ganon right here. So again, Doppelganger on most stats was really good. The good thing with Dark Phantom Ganon, Dark Link is that Darkness Affinity B, but that was matched. There was no way that Dark Phantom Ganon was going to be better than Phantom Ganon in this fight, just due to the fact that the ace that Dark Phantom Ganon has, just yeah, it's completely nullified.
Yeah. Like whenever you're putting a copy fighter against like the original, when if there is any, and I do mean any ability the copy cannot reproduce, that's always gonna be the big handicap. That's always
Mm.
gonna lead in the downfall of the copier.
And we've seen it in the fight against Link itself. You know, Link had Link's powers again, not of specifically his swordsmanship skills. It's of the fact that Link can use a variety of powers against his enemies. And Dark Link, well, Dark Phantom Ganon in this case, can only replicate a few of those, can't replicate the whole thing, and can't think about every possibility. So, there are going to be skills that Dark Phantom Ganon just doesn't think of, and I do get that Dark Phantom Ganon is the most evil version of Phantom Ganon in this case and will do eviler moves, but the thing is that effectively whenever you have a spread of moves that you're available to you, that's going to be far better than using the same types of move over and over again.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay then. Well, there's nothing more for me to say on this. Um, so yeah, that's boss battle round 24. We'll stick around for a little bit after this, by the way. But for the video side of this, this is goodbye from me, Goron. So goodbye and
Brian!